Today I'm going to show you guys 3 licks that will sound great with a fuzz pedal. Today's video sponsor is Beetronics, and I am using their brand new Vezzpa Octave Stinger fuzz pedal for all of the tones that you hear in this video. All of the licks that you're going to learn in this video are D minor pentatonic / blues scale based, and they're really quite a lot of fun to play. So let's get started with lick number 1. Alright, lick number 1 has a bit of a SRV on steroids vibe to it. And it's working out of position 1 of the D minor pentatonic or the D blues scale, and it starts out like this. And the reason I bring up Stevie Ray Vaughan is because of this. That right there, incorporating the 9 and the flat 9 of the root note of the scale and on the high E string in this position, that's a very SRV thing to do. And I actually have a lesson all about that Stevie Ray Vaughan 9 flat 9 minor pentatonic thing elsewhere on my channel, so I will link that somewhere for you guys to go and watch if you haven't seen it already. But that was the first half of the lick. I'm going to move into the second part now, and we'll talk more about that. So this is our second half. So we've got some slides coming down from the flat 5 of the blues scale. And then we're moving up to this really wide bend on fret 14 on the G string. And then finishing like this. With some vibrato at fret 12 on the D string. And then a sort of microtonal bend at fret 15, and that's how we finish the lick. But just going back to that really wide bend there on the G string, that's a tone and a half step bend, which means you're bending from this note to this note. If I just turn on the fuzz for a second, I find that fuzz pedals like this Vezzpa inspire me to do much more of that kind of thing in my improv than I would if I was just playing with overdrive. I really find myself going for excessively wide bends quite often when I'm playing with fuzz pedals. And by the way, for this first lick and the second one that you're about to hear, I am using the Stinger side of the Vezzpa, which is the side of the circuit which incorporates a higher octave, right? So it becomes like an octave fuzz. And it also gets a bit angrier and harsher sounding when you're on this side compared to the fuzz side, which you'll hear in lick number 3. What's cool about this pedal is that although it only has one foot switch, it actually has quite a lot of functionality. So aside from doing the usual function of a bypass switch, turning the pedal on and off, you can also, when the pedal is disengaged, you can momentarily engage the fuzz by just holding it down for as long as you want to, and then when you release the foot switch, you're back to your usual dry sound. So for example, that's just me momentarily holding down the bypass switch. I'm not turning the pedal on, just holding it down for as long as I want that fuzz. And in addition to that, when the pedal is already engaged, you just need to double tap it really quickly to switch between the Stinger and the fuzz modes. And again, you're going to hear the fuzz mode in lick number 3. Let's now listen to lick number 1 again, and then we'll move on to the next one. Lick number 2 demonstrates one of my favorite ways to shred the minor pentatonic scale by ascending through the positions of said scale on just 2 strings at a time, namely the B and high E strings. So this one starts out in position 4 of the scale on just the high E and B strings with this. Okay, so once you've got that rhythmic motif down, da, 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 you're going to apply that to positions 5, 1 and 2 of the minor pentatonic, which means you're just going to move up essentially. So that's the first half of the lick covered. The second half goes like this. Okay, so we're starting out with another 1.5 step bend, similar to the last lick. We're starting at the note A and bending up to the note C. So that's our target note with the bend. Then we're going to descend the D blues scale until we reach the root note. And then we're going to play that. We're going to go back to the note G on the high E string after we've played the root note. And once we've played that note G, we're going to bend up to it from a semitone below. And then we're going to finish like this. Okay, so that was the second half of the lick. Now let's pair them both together. A bit slower. Now again, I'm using the stinger mode on the Vezzpa for this lick, and the reason that I think this is called the stinger is because, well, it's to do with the sustain control in the pedal. So it's got 2 controls, a master volume and a sustain. Right now I've got the sustain all the way up because that's the tone that I want. That's what's appropriate for these licks. But if you turn the sustain down quite low, you'll get quite a sort of spitty, gated, broken fuzz sound, which is really cool if you're playing certain styles of music and you want a cool stylistic effect. So here's what that sounds like. Here's with the sustain all the way up. I'm going to turn it down to around 1/4. Even lower. It's not the type of tone that I would use to play these licks with, but as I said, it can be cool for certain stylistic effects within, different genres that you might want to play. But even if you do have the sustain control all the way up, like I have it set on the pedal right now, loads of sustain right there, even if you do momentarily want that sort of spitty, gated, broken fuzz tone, you can get that by just turning down the volume control on your guitar. We've gone through licks number 1 and 2. I hope you're enjoying them so far. If you are enjoying these licks, leave a comment down below. Before we move on to lick number 3, I just want to show you something really cool, because Beetronics, when they sent me this Vezzpa pedal, they told me to film my reaction to opening the box, which is not something that's ever been asked of me whenever I've done, a pedal video on this channel. And the reason for that was because they had a cool personalized surprise for me waiting inside the box. So here is my first time reaction to opening the Vezzpa for the first time. Said that twice. Philippe, the owner at Beetronics, has included a very special personalized surprise for you in the box of the pedal. We're sure you're gonna love it. So can you film yourself opening the box for the first time? So we're gonna open this box, and see what's inside. I really should get myself a box cutter. Yeah, the kitchen knife will have to do. Beetronics, nice packaging. Vezzpa, don't know if you can see that. Okay, so let's open up this pedal box then. What have we got inside? Hi Ross, we have made you a very special bee. We hope this Vezzpa Octave Stinger will help you create lots of buzz, and we look forward to hearing the sweet tones you will create with it. Thank you for being a part of our hive. With love and honey, the bees. That's a very nice personalized message there. Thank you so much, Philippe from Beetronics. Let's see what the pedal looks like. One thing that's, if you guys are aware of Beetronics pedals or not, the first thing that you'll notice is that the pedal designs are just so cool and so unique. Oh wow. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. That is crazy. Oh, it says custom shop on it. Oh, so is this a custom version of the pedal that they've sent me? Because if so, that's very, very nice. And look at that. That is crazy. I'm not used to filming with this setup, so I can't really tell what looks good, but that is just such a cool design. Oh, no way! I just noticed they put my name on the bottom of it. Oh, that is sick. I was like, okay, a nice personalized message and a beautiful custom shop pedal. That's already really nice, but I just clocked it. They put Ross on the bottom. Ah, that is so awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Oh man. Right, this is going straight on reverb. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, okay, that's it. That's the Vezzpa. I'm gonna plug it in now and we're gonna see what it sounds like. Thank you so much, Philippe from Beetronics, and from everyone at Beetronics. This is, that's really cool. Damn. All right, I'm gonna turn my cameras off. Thank you again to Beetronics and Face Distribution for that. It's so cool. I love this pedal. Our final lick starts out in position 1 of the D blues scale, and this is the first half of it. Once again. So we start out with a bend on the G string. And then we're going to descend the D blues scale and sort of move down to position 5 momentarily. But then slide back up and land on the note G. And that's because in the backing track, when I'm playing this, the chords move from, well, D power chords to G power chords. So I'm deliberately trying to highlight the sound of a G major chord from this point onward in the lick. So here's the second half of the lick. So what I'm doing there is I'm obviously starting on the root note of the chord, which is the note G, of course. But then I'm sliding into the major third, which is this note here, the note B. And then I'm going to play the 5th of the chord. So with that, you're getting, you know, a G major triad. Root, 3rd, 5th. And then I'm going to play that again an octave higher on the G and B strings, like so. So we start out here. And then move up there. So this is the same as this, it's just an octave higher. And then that's how I end the lick. I resolve it back to D. And I'm sure you probably noticed a difference in tone there. That's because I am using the fuzz side of the Vezzpa circuit, which is a much more creamy sounding fuzz. Much more creamy and smooth sounding compared to the harsher side of the stinger. So that's the stinger. And that's the fuzz side. Obviously the fuzz side doesn't have that higher octave, so it's nice to have both as options. Okay, let's listen to lick number 3 just one more time. So those were 3 licks that you can get practicing now that will work great with a good fuzz pedal. If you'd like to learn a few bonus licks based on this YouTube video, as well as get the tab files for the intro solo and the backing track as well, that's all available to members of my website, bulletproofguitarplayer.com. That's where you can find extras based on these free YouTube lessons, as well as my original online guitar courses. The link to sign up is in the description box. Thank you again to Beetronics for sponsoring the video and sending me just such an awesome looking pedal. This is definitely going to stay in my collection, well, forever. I mean, it would be pretty rude to sell something with my name on it. But yeah, thank you so much to Beetronics again, and thank you to you guys for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.